I'm very pleased to introduce my life to you again. Okay, so wow, a lot's been going on. I was in the ER getting a morphine drip in this arm. You can sort of see the where they spiked me. Anyways, yeah, and um, this is the hairdo I'm probably gonna take to the anime convention, something along these lines. Whoosh. And it's pretty ballin'. And you can make cool spikes with this spiking wax. But that isn't like the developments that have been happening lately. Um, my mom offered me like to get me an apartment of my own, but I've been happy here with Kevin, and we've been working on things. I got my altar back up here, which is good, because we had a day that was less than optimal a while ago, and all my anyways, my stuff was I thought about going to California because I was getting tired of Utah, and I was like, I'm escaping this place now. And Kevin's like, I got 2 months on my lease, and it was something along those lines. I don't remember the details. Anyways, it's all good now. And then I did a lot of magic work today. I haven't really had the chance to do magic lately because I've been very focused on basically the more interest stages of developing a good relationship with Kevin, and we read the Gay Kama Sutra yesterday and learned the name of balls in Indian, and I don't remember the name of balls, but it's something like Jajango Banga Bong Bong Bangan. I kind of modified it to my own language, but it's the same concept. You can call balls all sorts of things. And sometimes the jaja banga bonga bang bong bong bang needs to get sucked hard. um, so yeah. Anyways, Anime Con is coming up, and I'm excited about that. I haven't got pre-ordered tickets. I might do cosplay this year. It's just one of those things where I've had a lot of weird people come out of the woodwork who've been like wanting to bug me, and people who've wanted me to move to Cali and get back there, and but then I'm just kind of like waiting for this lease to be up so we can move to LA, because LA will give me a lot more opportunity professionally, I feel. But then again, I'm thinking, well, anything in the media industry is what you make of it, and George Lucas and Steven Spielberg made themselves, and I feel like here I could make myself, but it's getting colder, so it's almost like I have to transition to more winter wear gear, and lately it's been kind of problematic because it has been getting colder. I mean, Kevin was shivering his little tush off yesterday, and I was like, I can get you a coat, and he's like, no, I don't want a coat. I'm tough. And then we're walking back. He's like, I'm freezing, like in the store, and then outside. And it was cool, smoking the stogie on the way back. But then on the way back, we were jogging, and Kevin gets in there. He's like, my ear hurts, everything hurts. And anyways, he learned to listen to me from now on because I'm looking out for his better well-being. Ultimate self-improvement. The 6-week course. Ah, hoorah! Anyways, we're gonna give him a coat next time to spare him any unpleasantries from the weather, because it's Utah and the weather's hell here. That's right, you heard me. Hell.
Hell.
Freezing hell. If hell froze over, that would be here. Because there's crazy people around us, and then it freezes, and then hell freezes over every year for 8 months. It's like, quick, destroy the Mormons! But it doesn't always work. Because destroying any culture based on their religion is completely wrong, and no one should do it ever.
Except sometimes.
Even in history, no one would ever do such a thing. That's terrible. Ever. So anyways, I'm way hot because I should take off my clothes, but you always see me shirtless because it's always hot, and I like it hot in here. It's just that I get all dressed up like to go outside in the freezing cold, which is another reason why it's inconvenient. Because like with cold, you have to like have two separate sets of clothes, like your indoor and your outdoor clothes, and then you have to like swap between them constantly. Because like if I'm going out or I'm not going out, it's like you have to like get rid of clothes. And since I'm actually wearing a shirt today because apparently there's something seductive about wearing clothes, Kevin told me. And I'm like, what? Clothes? What? When? Where did I miss something? Is that like a societal norm or something? And then so I figured like I might as well start taking off my clothes, but even that would be considered seductive. And Kevin would be like, you shouldn't be doing that in front on camera. I mean, somebody could use that against you at some point in your career if they hacked your computer. And I'm like, yeah, so what? The tabloid needs fodder too. They better pay me for it. Okay, I'm hopefully gonna cool down because I don't want to sweat like a racehorse when I just showered and made my hair all pretty for you people. Not that you care, but I care because it's a personal self-expression and personal aesthetics, and it's my choice to represent myself this way. So if you don't want me to represent myself this way, you can move to the South where everyone is a plain Jane and overweight hick who never puts on anything, and they all look like the same hog-ass people who have no education, and good luck with that. Move to the South. Move to Texas. Get a 5-star barbecue.
And go back to your own country.
If they have 5-star there, which I doubt. They could probably have like a 1-star, but they call it a 5-star, but good luck. Pork out. Peace be with you, fellow Americans. So anyways, America's fat. Some people are fat anyways. Costco's a fat farm of fatties. Big fat hogs wandering around, blundering around, grabbing more food because they like to rut up roots, but if they can't find them, they go to Costco. And they fill massive carts for them and all their young fat children who are young and fat, like little maggot larvae who like need to feed. And they feed more, and then they like get larger, but they're still like slugs, so I don't know what the point is. No offense to all you fat people. I know it's not your fault. It's a glandular thing. Anyways, so high fructose corn syrup is bad. Sugar is bad. Gluten is bad. Bad people for eating fried foods and fast food. Bad, shame on you. You know better. You should be hydrating. You should be eating. You should be sleeping healthily. You should be working out. And if you're not, we live in the information age. It's your own fault that you're a fatty. So go feel bad about yourself, bad enough to change and be hot like the rest of us. To the degree which you're genetically able. Because not everyone's facial structure is like symmetrical or like...
They can't all be perfect.
They can't all be perfect, and sometimes they have a large forehead that's bulging, or they have, like, a weird bone deformation unless they got, like, some massive thing. So it's like, people can be as hot as they can be according to how they were born, which kind of sucks for the people who are born, like, not as optimally, but then again, they can always at least work out, and so people can be like, hey, I respect you because you look pretty good. They can't be like, wake up and they're like, I'm ugly. I'm never doing anything ever. I'm just going to sit here and be a fat lard, and then I'm going to go to Costco and then come back to my cubicle and be a bigger fat lard. Haagen-Dazs. Ah. So anyways, 80-20 rule. Sometimes you could do 70-30, but you better be working out a ton. Meaning 70 to 80% of the time, hopefully 80, you're eating healthy. Meaning like vegetables, fruits, proteins, nuts, minimal carbohydrates unless you're needing something with a lot of carbs. Like a balanced diet, basically, the food pyramid, except for the sugar part cut out. But you can also throw fruit up there. Like I invert it a little bit, but then I double my fruit. So I kind of put juice up at the top of the fruit pyramid and honey, I would say. Juice and honey. Juice and honey for everybody. Party on, guys. No, I don't want to act that gay. That would be like too gay for everyone involved in the gay community. They would embrace you, but secretly hate you because you were like the rest of them. Anyways, we don't want to diss any culture or group here because we have to be completely politically correct, so I negate anything that would even come close to that for now and forever. Because Something might slip out unintentionally and it has no representation of my subconscious or anything, even though it might. We're going to just say for film that I had no involvement whatsoever, that it was based on conditionings by my society and my environment, and therefore I am blameless in all circumstances because it's my environment that created me. What you see before you is a creation of my environment. Welcome to Utah. Dun dun dun. Actually, I think I had more creative liberty in California, but then again, everyone has creative license and liberty to represent themselves how they want and act how they want. And based on that, there's not as much contrast. And here in Utah, there's a lot of contrast, so it's funner to be a rebel in a place where everyone's very generic. It's like cookie cutter, time for everybody. And I really am sounding kind of negative right now, and I shouldn't, because some people like to be cookie cutter because they like to go along with the flock, and that's like the cool thing to do, apparently, in some states, to be like everyone else and go to Bible camp or whatever. And sometimes you can't choose to go to Bible camp because your parents are like, it's time for Bible camp, kids, wake up, it's 6 a.m., get in the minivan, we're driving you to Baptist camp. But for the rest of us, we're kind of like get to choose, sort of, but not really, because it's like societal pressures and your family are going to like obligate you and use guilt and other tactics that make you feel like you have an illusion of freedom to do what you want, but you really don't. My sister was pretty strong-willed, and she like saw past it all, and she was all like, well, I'm sick. Again. The third week in a row. Have fun at church. Peace, niggers. I mean, she was a smart one. At age like 14 or 12, she's like, WTF. Don't care. I went there like for half an hour. It wasn't my thing. Social situations are just lame overall. They drain me. Good luck, family. Nah, ha, 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 ha. I swear, she like totally had it together. As much as somebody who does not have it together at all could have it together. At least she had it together in that regard. We all love her, sort of, at a distance. Like, we send her flowers and cookies and chocolates on special occasions. Actually, no, we can't do that. She sends herself that because that would be against my ethical code to make other people fat. Because people who are fat are stupid. Kind of. Because they could be ignorant, but most often they're just like, I know this is bad for me, but I want it, so I'm gonna eat it. And 1 won't hurt, and 2 probably is not gonna hurt, and I ate the whole carton again. And then you're like, well, yeah, you kind of did. Look in the mirror and see the results of your labors. It's like, I go to work to my 9-to-5 job, I come home and I pig out, and I go back to my 9-to-5 job, because that way I can come home and pig out again. Yeah!
Feed my fat
Welcome
dog.
to America! I'm gonna go buy a farm now, because that'll make me feel more manly, a big truck, and I'm gonna get my fat ass up in my big truck, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm a man. A 350-pound massive man. I'm just big boned, leave me alone! But seriously though. I mean, we saw these 2 fat people waddling, and it was so horrific that I pretty much have to give you the visual because this is like scary. They were at the barbecue place, and we're like, we're going to Teppanyaki, and we're going to get fatless steak grilled in front of us with like veggies and we'll probably skip alcohol this time. And then like they're like, oh, it's the barbecue joint, and it's literally like in the same parking structure, and these 2 fat asses come waddling out, and they're horrific. The one is bigger than the other. The wife is ginormous.
Oh, she was a hog.
She was a hog.
Mm-hmm.
She was somebody who should have been harpooned long ago.
She was wedged up in there.
And her little fat husband was probably a foot fat, like shorter than him. Kind of like how I imagine my friend Brian, if he ever marries. He's like short and fat. And then his wife was a little bit taller, but even fatter. So she was like bigger than like probably 4 beach balls across at least.
That's huge.
She was a big piece of woman meat. And apparently he's into unlock big butts in a can. He probably sings that to himself in the shower because that's the only thing that will make him feel better, because it's the only relatable song on the radio for him. Because, so anyways, he greased that seat up there and tried to get her fat rump in there, and she kept sliding out and almost crushing him, like literally with her bulk. And he's a fat ass. Like, this guy is at least 3 beach balls across. I mean, he's not like, he definitely needs, like, I don't know, probably a Slim Fast, like 1, just enough to keep him alive, and he could subsist on that fat for probably 5 years at least. And anyways, apparently he didn't want to boil down his wife for oil, so he's trying to get this whale of a woman up in the car, and he just keeps like pushing her, and he's like, ah, and she's like crushing her, he's like, ah, and she finally gets her fat rump in this truck, and he gets his little short beach ball person, and he kind of like, they can't really walk, so they just sort of like kind of shimmy it along. They're like, and they're just like, and they have these like feet that do not support this top heavy mass that's just like making them tip from side to side, and then you hear jiggle, and it's like tremors. You know, if you felt the ground, you would hear it shake, because it's like, you know, like our car was literally rocking back and forth, and we were probably 15 feet away at least.
The people in China didn't appreciate it.
And it was so scary. Yeah, the people in China are like, why the fat Americans? Stop walking! Stop walking! I mean, you keep knocking over your China in America, literally, on the other side of the planet. And finally they get up in this, like, truck that probably made him feel better about himself. I don't know. Maybe they needed a truck with, like, dual suspension, even though the suspension keeps going out and the shocks are, like, grinding. They have to find some way to counterbalance that truck, because they don't want the whole thing tipping over. So they probably put bricks on the other side, and then I don't know if they transfer the bricks, or they probably just have, like, 2 huge sets of bricks in the back of the bed, just to make sure that the whole truck doesn't tip over on him. I mean, he lost his 1st and 3rd wife that way. Hopefully the 4th one doesn't die of pulmonary death. Yeah, when you get a cardiac arrest, it's always a bummer, but, you know, there's always, like, the next fat ass. You just go to Costco, that's probably where he picks up chicks. I mean, you have to pick them up somewhere when you're that large.
Well, you have to pick them up with a forklift.
Forklift, yes. He owns several forklifts. They keep going out, but he is persistent. And some way, he's able to make enough money to keep buying forklifts. Nobody will know how. But then again, people who are fat have way too much time on their hands where they're just sitting. So apparently he went into computer science or something, because that's like the thing now. It's like, you want to make money? Just get a 4-year degree in computer science. You'll be like bitching at like $80,000 or $90,000 a year or more just coming out of your 4-year program, guys. Peace. Nerds rule. You know, and that's what they do, and that's unfortunate too, because apparently the nerds have taken over our society. That's okay. Everyone has to use technology, and we need nerds because they kind of keep the whole system running. Like, because I wouldn't even have the internet or probably any of this technology if somebody didn't at some point in time be like, I'm inventing the first motherboard! And as they're cackling, they're realizing that all currency will soon be digital and they'll have all power. So, yeah, most bankers are probably nerds, and nerds own everything. So basically we're all in their web of deceit and lies while they manipulate our bank accounts and keep free enterprise going. At least I'm going to say that, even though it's completely inaccurate, just for posterity's sake. Okay, so anyways, I probably offended multiple classes of people in this video. That isn't my intention. My intention was to tell you about my life, and it didn't really work, so I'm going to make another video telling you about my life. Basically, if you're fat, stop it. Stop it. Bad. We have to look at you, and it's not pleasant. Put a bag over your head, a really big bag. the biggest bag you can find and walk around like that, because it will be better, I swear. And don't put it over your face. That's not good enough, because you're huge. If you have to go buy an extra large bag on Amazon, good luck. But if you can't find a bag, don't come out in public, please.
Mm-hmm. Be responsible.
Be responsible. Like, lose maybe 250 pounds before coming out in public so you don't embarrass yourself. Peace.